Which country do you two come from?
I'm from Taiwan.
Do you know about coronavirus? I mean, if you know, could you tell me a little about it?
Well, yeah, it's all over the news. So I just know it's a type of the flu. Slightly worse, maybe the normal influenza. And it's mainly most of the cases are in China. By animals, it's from animals.
From bat? From a bat.
Yes, possibly from bat.
From a market, right? Do you know any of the preventative of measures that Taiwan is taking against the flu?
I know they are disinfecting a lot of areas, and they're advising you to wash your hands a lot. Bending fight. That's mainly what I know.
So thank you very much. Have you heard about coronavirus?
Yeah.
Because you know Taiwan is very close to China. And the virus is originally came from China. And now you are in Taiwan. Are you scared about it?
Not really. I think the Taiwanese government has a control, so I'm not really that worried.
Oh, that's true. Is your country used to wear the mask?
Not really.
Not really, right? So, okay, what's your first reaction when you saw Taiwanese people wearing a mask?
I guess it was normal to see Taiwanese wearing a mask.
Okay, so before you came to Taiwan, you already knew Taiwanese people wearing a mask?
Yeah, I think isn't it an East Asian thing? Like Korean and Japanese do the same.
Yeah, some air pollution, right?
Yeah.
What about in the Philippines? Do people ever wear a mask?
Only when they're sick. And I think that's also influenced by Japanese or Korean.
Yes, some of the culture moved to the Philippines.
Yeah.
So, do you know about some preventative measures regarding coronavirus from Taiwanese government?
The only one we know to wash our hands regularly and to wear a mask when you're sick.
Have you heard anything about the policies like rationing the masks?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't think the provision is enough because I think everyone gets only 2 masks a week. And the masks that they sell aren't the one that you could reuse. So they're not really, I don't think it's enough.
Do you know anything that the Philippines doing to control it or protect people?
They banned travel from China, Macau, and Hong Kong. And earlier this week, they also banned travel to and from Taiwan. The annoying thing is that it wasn't about the DC, because there weren't any new cases in Taiwan recently. It was about the one China policy that made them include Taiwan in the list.
Does that affect you in any way, the travel ban?
Well, I'm supposed to go home in 3 weeks, and I'm not sure my flight, because my flight until March have been cancelled. So I don't know if I can go home or not.
Oh, genius, it is still up in the air.
Yeah.
Would you like to go home or do you want to stay?
No, actually, personally, I think it's safer for me to stay here because the Philippine government implemented the ban date. So there were already a lot of mainlanders who have entered the Philippines. So we don't actually think the number of cases that have been reported are true. We think there's more and more of that. I think it's safer for me to stay here.
Taiwan has it under control. Hi, how are you? And what's your name?
Hi, I'm Chen Wang. Nice to meet you.
Have you heard about coronavirus?
Yes, of course. Oh yeah, I hear about coronavirus because it's in every news.
Because the virus came from China, right? And Taiwan is very close to China. So do you worry about it?
Well, I'm not really afraid about the coronavirus because I think the government of Taiwan, our management really good. Situation about the coronavirus, do these things on the airport, and with the thing of the mask that they sell everywhere and people is using. I'm not using the mask. Yeah, I'm not using because I believe in that I read a lot about the coronavirus and it said that it's only if you are sick you need to use it. And I'm not sick and I didn't travel to China and other places that they have more cases. I'm not worried. But the other day, it happened this thing to me in the NRT. And this lady was using a mask. She just pushed my hand and told me to move out of the chair next to her because she was scared of me.
She pushed you away?
Yeah, but that never happened to me before in here. At that moment, I can't say anything. I just move on of the place.
So reaction against someone who's not wearing a mask, which is interesting.
Sometimes you go in the NRT and people just looking at you like why you are not wearing a mask. That's the impression I have.
I saw in the news that you are only contagious if you are showing symptoms, right? But a lot of people didn't hear that news, so they think anyone can get it. So you have to remember, only if you are showing symptoms.
That's the problem. People do not really read about the disease. You can fight against the disease that is washing your hands. Most of people don't wash their hands, and it's the best way. And you can use alcohol. A mask won't help you if you don't wash your hands.
Sure, washing your hands is probably the most important thing. What's your name?
My name is Yuwen.
Because coronavirus is originally come from China. And you know, Taiwan's position is very close to China. So are you scared or worrying about it?
Not yet, like, I think it's quite calm. The thing like people is wearing masks, but people usually here daily like use masks. So that's not so weird yet. But I don't feel like panic yet. I'm not taking much of the nature because I always in the back. And so right now, I don't even use a mask actually.
So the news is coming slowly, so it's making you feel not worrying yet?
Not so worried.
What if it was a constant thing? Maybe you will be a little bit more nervous.
Yeah, probably I think it's the new who make you feel like nervous. Like, I don't know. I have, for example, a friend that is living right now in China. So she told me about what is going on there. And it's like very well, worse than here. So far, it's not that bad. Like, if I can make a comparison, it's not that bad.
Have you learned anything about the government strategies? Like about rationing masks or anything like that? Yeah, from Taiwanese government.
Like that we can only buy like 3 days a week. But that 2 for to buy you have to queue. Oh, like for 1 hour and a half. So far I have 0 mask.